Hello guys and welcome to Cricket Caviar. Series is 2-1 and I'm recapping the series. Of course, as you may have followed my videos, I did say that India is going to win this series, but I don't think now it's possible. India has lost another test match which they dominated for the 4 days, and just similar to the first test which was played at Leeds, this has swung towards England on the very last day. What is the problem with these chokers? Why are they choking on the last day of this every test match? I mean, you allow your opposition to score 365 runs on day 5 and you can't even chase 135 runs on day 5. It's unbelievable, man. And now, okay, we are glorifying that we got so close to 193. We got so close to a total of 193. It's hard to believe that, yes, I know people will disagree with me. They'll say it's a young team and England is such a great team. Well, England has not done zilch in the last 3 years. They have not won any big series in the last 3 years. I don't consider them a big team. I'm sorry if that hurts your emotions, but I don't consider them a big team. A young Indian team with a good bowling attack, having Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, should have gone there and won the series under any given conditions. I know England played around with the conditions, gave them flat pitches, gave them dead boring pitches, made them tire out, but also the umpiring has been so lopsided towards England. There have been many decisions that have gone towards England, and the ball itself, the Duke ball itself, has been a big factor. How often it gets changed. It has been specifically designed for a baseball, it seems, and all these factors plus the basic errors of Indian fielders not taking the simplest of catches in both the first test and the third test has resulted in India going down to a substandard English team. They've gone down to a substandard English team, mark my words. Let us see this English team when they go to Australia, when they go to South Africa, how they fare there. But they were substandard throughout the series. It's just that we have not been able to step on them. We have not been able to ruthlessly execute them on day 5, because ruthless teams and champion teams, they know how to take the opportunities, how to close out a game, how to win those big moments. In tennis, you may have seen sometimes a player wins more points but he ends up losing the match. That's exactly what has happened with India. India has scored more runs than England. India has batted more overs than England. India has taken more wickets than England, but here they are at 2-1 behind. It's incredible how this has happened, and kudos to Ben Stokes, who I did not believe could turn up and bowl 100 overs in this series. Ben Stokes, and especially on day 5, bowling 24 overs. I mean, it's incredible what he did yesterday. So, hats off to England for playing above their potential, but India has played way below their potential. Uh, you know, obviously, it's a new batting lineup, and some will say, "What are you talking, man? What have you smoking up?" It's a new batting lineup. Karun Nair is making a comeback after years. We had Sai Sudarshan making a debut in the first test. We had Shubman Gill, who had no standing in Sena countries before this test series started. Of course, we had KL Rahul, who was an experienced pro, but he doesn't know how to win games of cricket. So people will say, then how did you expect this team to win? Because I think when it comes to England, we have seen them fail at important moments, whether it beat Ashes 2023 when they were 2-0 behind and it needed a Chris Woakes miracle for them to come back to 2-2, whether it was in India where they were 1-0 ahead in Hyderabad and suddenly lost the plot and went on to lose all 4 test matches and be 4-1 out of that series. There are countless other examples where England have totally lost the plot and have lost the series, and their approach towards baseball has fluctuated. It's been inconsistent. It's not as per what they have preached. It's been toned down. It's been discarded. It's been reactivated. So I didn't believe this hypocrite England team had it in them to beat even this Indian team, which was very young, which had people making comeback, which had people who are not used to winning games. They can't win games for their country. But I guess India managed to be the mega chokers of this series by absolutely failing on the day five. Actually, the new name for Indian team should be the Day Five Chokers. The Day Five Chokers. This is Shubman Gill's Indian team's nickname, the Day Five Chokers, because these team knows how to win 4 days, but they can't do a normal thing like score 135 runs on day 5. They can't do a normal thing like defend 360 runs on day 5. They can't win day 5 no matter what they do in the first 4 days. It's better actually they should lose the test match in the first 4 days and save heartache to all their fans. So I think I don't know. I mean, if you look at what could be the difference, if India scored more runs, if India picked more wickets, if India has played more overs, definitely it comes down to 2 or 3 things. One is catching. I think it's been very poor, the catching in this series. Jadeja has dropped catches of Ben Duckett. Jaiswal dropped catches of Ben Duckett in the first test which India lost. Then there has been no runouts. I don't remember a single runout made by India. Like we saw Ben Stokes making a fabulous runout. We have not seen any brilliance in the field. We have always seen that ball is dropping short of the slip cordon, and when the slip cordon is coming up, we saw KL Rahul getting surprised, and he's been coached by F1 coaches. Formula 1 coaches are teaching him how to improve his reflexes, but he dropped that catch of Jamie Smith which costed around 60 to 70 runs, as England also used the advantage that they got a changed Duke ball which was not a new ball, and India were robbed by the umpires there. But India themselves should not have gone to the umpires to change that ball, and that moment was so critical in this series where Jamie Smith got those 50-60 runs and got England to 387 from 264-7. I don't know what that was the score. I think 264-6, and suddenly England reaches 387. Going back to the first test, there also has been some examples of not winning the key moments and not and actually playing very weirdly in those key moments. So if you see the first test, we are in good rhythm, like we are leading by 300 plus runs, and suddenly comes Karun Nair. He makes it 20 of 54. Sometimes you need to have that rhythm in your batting innings and need to kick on and go on, push to an ODI mode where you are just scoring at free will and absolutely dominating the opponent and telling them that we are going to outscore you in this match and you will not be able to come near to us, which exactly happened in the Birmingham in the second test. But in the first test, suddenly England comes back and our tailenders collapse. Karun Nair doesn't add anything to the score and wastefully plays 54 balls without doing anything, and India only get a lead of 365, 371, which I still feel should have been defended. But anyway, that was another flat pitch, and India did bowl well. The chances did not, fielders did not pick up the chances, and India lost that game. Now in the second test, if you see the way Shubman Gill accelerated at the end, he totally went into that ODI mode, and that innings had a very good rhythm to it. Even in the second innings, I think they accelerated. They scored 120 runs in the last 16 overs, and they gave their declaration. And India were managed to win that game. In fact, in the second innings, India played with a run rate of 5.13, which is still the highest across this test series. In third test, England actually slowed down their game. They had 3.44. Obviously, conditions were not conducive to run scoring. They scored at 3.44, and India at one point were scoring much ahead of them. And suddenly, there's a fall of wicket, and that wicket fall was very important. I feel that was the turning point of this series, and that was KL Rahul and the mix-up with Rishabh Pant. Now people will say, why do you blame KL Rahul? Because KL Rahul did say in the interview that he and Rishabh Pant discussed that he wanted to get to his 100 before lunch. Now if he wanted to get to his 100 before lunch and he said this to Rishabh Pant, Obviously, Rishabh Pant is going to get that in his subconsciousness because they're batting in a partnership. They want good things for each other. They're batting, they're playing for India, they're playing at Lords. They want good things. They want to come out of T, maybe feeling not feeling that pressure of a century. But my question is, why to have that conversation at all, and why to put that pressure of a milestone upon you when you could have just forgotten everything and played for the team. Just keep the scorecard out of the game because you are going so well, you are in such good rhythm, and for some instance at least just forget the milestone. I mean, if it's a meaningless draw and if it's some other game that's the result is not hinging on your partnership, then it's okay to think about the milestone. But here in the context of the match, we really needed not to lose the wicket after dominating day 2 and day 3. We should have gone past 400, but here goes the run out. Rishabh Pant makes a bad call, or whatever, KL Rahul tried to make him run, and there was a bad call and brilliant fielding from Stokes. And from there on, there was some weird batting. I mean, we should have just batted normally. We were still 248 for 4. KL Rahul gets out to Shoaib Bashir, who has been the worst bowler apart from Jadeja in this series, and then some weird batting. I mean, in 2 sessions which we played around maybe 60 overs. We scored only 140 runs. There was some, resistance. I mean, after the first test, I thought we got a shock, we got a trauma that our tailenders should just block everything, and Jadeja is anyway going to block everything. And we just scored 140 runs in 60 overs. We batted the whole day and gave England only 1 day to bat, 1 over to bat at the end of the day. And we were level at the scores. We should have taken a 50-run lead there. If that 50-run lead had come, this target would have been chased yesterday. But we let our advantage slip in at the end of the first innings, and it was quite disappointing to end at level scores. And especially the last 3 batters, they just needed to make 5 or 6 runs to get the lead, and they could not get the lead. They all got out, and Washington Sundar just kept holding himself, did not play any attacking shots, and just when the last batsman came on, Siraj, he tried to hook and got out immediately. So I think in India were nervous. They were batting nervously. They were, even in those attacking shots, I didn't see the confidence apart from maybe Rishabh Pant. I didn't see the confidence in any of them to clear the boundaries, to hit the gaps, and this tentative nervous batting led to maybe England's comeback, because after that India tried to compensate it with some fake aggression on the field. But I think England batted decently enough to get to 192. Of course, a great show by Washington Sundar, who was brought in very late, and captaincy has been one of the issues in this series. Like, I feel we have been very defensive even in the Leeds test match, the first test. The plans were not in place for any batters. Prasidh Krishna was played. That was a great selection error. I mean, anyone in India, even a layman, can tell that, don't play Prasidh Krishna in England. He's an Australia or a South Africa conditions bowler, but you had to play him ahead of Akashdeep. But having said that, the plans have not been in place, and I think we got away. Washington Sundar was brought in too late. We trusted Jadeja, who has been a failure. Actually, not a failure, but a non-threat with the ball. He's averaging 115 or something in this series, and he has picked lesser wickets than anyone else. Even Joe Root is averaging actually better than him, and we let the game slip away there. I feel 192. Still, I think 192 should have been chased down. But of course, England bowled very well. Karun Nair, a brain fade. That partnership was still the highest partnership of the innings, 36 runs. And you can't expect, KL Rahul to win you games. His hundreds have always come in losing causes. I guess it's same for Rishabh Pant and also for Jasprit Bumrah, whose fivers keep coming in losing causes. So, unfortunately, it's the end. Also, I would like to blame the running between KL and Pant. I mean, that's just basics of cricket. You're not scoring enough runs. You don't have a rhythm to your innings. And I felt that the whole approach was quite disappointing. I mean, you're taking risky singles as you're not able to, I don't know what happened. What was the need to take that single? Or there's no logic behind going for a single like that. It's just maybe the pressure of a milestone that opened up this game. India could have scored 500. They were 100 runs short. Some weird batting, which did not allow us to push to the ODI mode and dominate England in the first innings, get a healthy lead of 50 to 60 runs. And even though we played a lot of balls, we have played 123 overs more than England in this series, but have scored more runs also. But in these two test matches, I would say we have still played more overs than England, and we have not scored more runs than England, obviously. So overall, I think the batting has been weird. It's been under pressure. It's been nervous. Even a batsman like Shubman Gill was nervous after scoring 600 runs in the series. Shows that England managed to put good amount of pressure with some good bowling. Stokes was fired up. England did come fired up because what Indians did to their openers, and managed to pull this game out of their rug. And I think Jadeja tried his best to his potential, but I really think the game was lost in first innings. Although I did think India dominated the 4 days, but I think we should have dominated way more in the first innings, and we allowed even the 193 target look like a mountain, and eventually it did become a mountain. I mean, the way the new ball acted and got the wickets of KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant early in the day. In the first 10 overs that we had to play out, we could not bat. Normally, we just had to survive that first 10 overs. We did not do that. And then I know it was always going to be tough for Jadeja, who is not a natural timer of the ball, who doesn't have the gift of timing to maybe play big shots on these kind of grounds or time the ball splitting the deep fielders. So he was playing one run per over game and rotating the strike to tailender. He was not trusting the tailenders much too. I guess he trusted his own approach, but it didn't come to any use. So overall, I'm quite disappointed with this series. I did feel that stats-wise we dominated every aspect. We have made more runs, we have made more hundreds, we have made more partnerships, we have in bowling also, I mean, Siraj and Bumrah have been better. They've picked more wickets. Their averages are better. Except for the spin department, I think, where I think Bashir has also been not very successful and Jadeja has failed badly. I think Washington has done well. That's bit equal, spin department, but I think overall in every other aspect of the game we dominated England in this series. But the unfortunate thing is that we did not take catches. We got run out, and it's the second time, like in a series which is drawn 1-1, that a run out is affecting the course of the series. We saw this for Kohli and Jaiswal also in MCG in Australia when the series scoreline was level 1-1, and there also it proved to be the match defining, and again here also it proved to be the match defining innings. Anyway, we failed to punish this lackluster England side, and when you fail to punish them, they'll obviously get buoyed by that fact that you're not punishing them, you're not dominating them. We did dominate them once and they absolutely crumbled us, but if you're not dominating them, you're allowing the head to be above the surface level, the snake is going to bite you. So that's what England did. They came back brilliantly on day 5, and they absolutely dominated both the day 5s. I mean, India could not close out the game despite starting favourites on both the days, both the test matches. Day 5, we started out as favourites. We could not close out the game, and that's been disappointing that we have not been able to close the games. And yes, like everyone will say, that learning phase will continue, and this is a young team, it will learn. But I want to know when that winning phase will come, when we'll start winning. Because people said, okay, Rohit and Kohli should retire, and then we'll have a new phase, new team, and that will start winning. Earlier, obviously, at least with Rohit and Kohli, we were able to make two out of 3 WTC finals. This cycle, we have a easier cycle. We have away series of Sri Lanka. We have an away series of New Zealand, which is still, and England, which is still easier than South Africa and Australia away, which we normally used to have. Last cycle we had both South Africa and Australia away, and before that also we had South Africa away. And I think we had another tough series. I think it was England itself. It was a tough series. In the first WTC cycle, we had Australia away. Uh, I'm not sure. We had New Zealand away at that time. We had New Zealand away, and we still had South Africa away. So this is probably one of the easier cycles where we have England and New Zealand away. So we can actually afford to lose one of the series and still win at home versus West Indies, win at home versus South Africa, win at home versus Australia with Kuldeep Yadav filling in for Ashwin, and win at away versus Sri Lanka with Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja doing a good job. We can still win this, and I expect us to lose in New Zealand, and New Zealand can be beaten. Like we have seen, like England just beat them. So if we beat New Zealand, well and good, and we'll still be in the WTC finals. England has a much tougher road. It will be very tough. They are going to play an away Ashes, plus they are going to play away in Bangladesh and South Africa away. That's always tough. South Africa is not an easy team to beat at their home, like India has discovered in the last three tours, even with their weekend side. So I feel India should have taken lead here and gone on to win this series comprehensively, but that's not been the case, and I feel disenchanted by our performance, which has been clearly below potential, clearly not winning those crucial moments. We could have been 3-0. We could have been 3-0 up. Now we are 2-1 down. On both the critical days, day 5, we have lost out. So at the end of Birmingham, I had said that India has won 8.66 days out of 10 days. We lost the last 4 sessions at Leeds. We dominated almost every day at Edgbaston, except for that one brief partnership between Jamie Smith and Harry Brook. And if you see at this in this test match, we again quite well dominated England, kept them to 251 for 4 on the first day, where we totally halted Bazball. On the second day, we actually bowled them out pretty quickly. Still, they added 130 runs, but we took those 6 wickets for 130, and we were in a dominating position at 146 for 3. So first and second day both were won by India. Third day also, you could say that even though we didn't score much, we didn't lose. We didn't get all out quickly, so we batted the entire day 3. So I think we won the third day also, and fourth day obviously we bowled them out for 193. So I mean, if you add 4 to 8.66, it's 12.66 days of Test cricket that India has won. Let's give 1.16 more to England, and let's say that India has won 12.5 days of Test cricket out of the 15 days of Test cricket, and still we are 2-1 down. I mean, we have not even lost 3 days. We have not even lost 3 days, and we are 2-1 down. I mean, as an Indian fan, please be honest, guys. How do you even accept that? I mean, it was a different matter if you tell me that it's a young team and it's not going to win. They have no chance. England is a legendary team. They're going to dominate India. We are losing every match by 150 runs. It's totally a different matter. But how do you move on from dominating 12.5 days out of 15 days? I mean, what is that in terms of percentage? I mean, more than 85%. You're dominating 85% of this Test series, and when it comes to result, you just showed 2-1. It's like Barcelona versus some team, Inter Milan, in 2010 Champions League, where they dominated the position yet they could not score the goals. It's like a tennis match where one player wins more points in those sets where the scoreline is 6-2, but the other player goes on to win 7-6 the other set 7-6, and he managed to win the match, although with lesser points. It's like that feeling that when we are dominating heavily, but we are not able to get the results, we are not able to cross the finishing line. I mean, it's undigestible that we allowed them to score 365 on day 5 and we could not score 135, 135 runs on day 5. We could not chase down a total of 193. Even in that 193, we are making heroes and glorifying people. Yes, Siraj and Bumrah did I mean, it was not part of their job description. They did it for the team. It's very highly appreciable. But I mean, to you have to praise that. Obviously, you have to praise that what Siraj and Bumrah did with the bat. But again, what? How can you not see what others didn't do and what they should have done? I mean, what was Karun Nair doing, padding that ball down the slope at Lords? What was he doing? Uh, Everyone else got a great delivery. Okay, England bowled great. England have stepped up. Of course, I didn't expect Ben Stokes to bowl 24 overs. But it's incredible how Indian team just collapsed without a fight, and the Indian team, uh, despite dominating England, they just could not put up a one last fight. They did not put up a fight. I mean, I don't call this a fight because honestly, 170 all out. If you had told me we were chasing something like 275 or 250 and then we fell 20 runs, I would have said yes. But 193 is your target, man. It can't get easier than that. No team is going to. I mean, even if you play South Africa, they are not going to give you a lesser target. Even in South Africa, South Africa was chasing 250 or 250 odd versus India. England chased 370 something. So why not? Why can't we have that effect on day 5 when we are just killing the hope of the opposition, and should have easily won this series and should have easily won this 3-0, man. Come on. You're not taking catches, you're getting run out. The umpires are against you, the ball is against you, everything is going against you. But just do your basics right, take catches, get the running between the wickets right, get the planning of the innings right, play strokes effectively, find those gaps, show some batsmanship, rotate strike, get away from the strike, don't hog the strike, don't become a target for bowlers. Just show some basic of Test cricket at least. So that's it from my end, guys. Well, let me know what do you think of this, and whatever happens next in the series for me is immaterial. But let's hope for the best things, and we'll meet again soon. Thank you for watching, and I think that's going to be my last video on the series. So I'm calling this the series recap. But please let me know in the comments what do you think, and thank you for watching. Please do subscribe Cricket Caviar.